You were not born just to wake up every day, go through the motions, and survive until the end. You are here for something far more magnificent. You are not your name. You are not your job. You are not your possessions. These are labels that help you navigate the physical world, but they are not you. You are not a human being trying to grasp at spiritual experiences. You are spirit, pure, divine, infinite, simply inhabiting a human body for a brief, miraculous moment in eternity. There is a part of you that has never been wounded, never been afraid, and never been alone. That part of you, your divine essence, knows no limits. It does not age. It does not fear. It does not compete. It is, and it is always present, quietly waiting for you to remember. When you awaken to your divine power, you begin to see the world differently. You realize that you are not separate from anything or anyone. You are not here to get. You are here to give. You begin to align with your source, the place from which all things flow, endlessly and without effort. Look at nature. The tree does not strive to grow. It simply allows. The river does not struggle to flow. It surrenders to gravity and becomes powerful through its very surrender. Your life becomes miraculous when you too surrender, not in weakness but in truth. Surrender to who you already are, a being of light and love, temporarily walking this earth in human form. All the answers you seek, all the peace you long for, are not out there. They are within you. In stillness, in silence, in presence, you begin to remember. You remember that you are connected to something far greater than any problem you face. You are connected to the same power that spins the planets, that breathes the wind, that births stars from the void. You don't have to force your way through life. Divine power is not loud. It's not egoic. It whispers through intuition, through grace, through the soft pull of your heart. Trust that. Trust yourself. Let your life be guided not by fear or limitation, but by the quiet knowing that you are here on purpose and with purpose. Every moment is an opportunity to return to your truth. Every breath, a chance to realign with the source of all creation. Let go of the stories that say you are small, broken, or unworthy. They are illusions, clouds passing through the vast sky of your soul. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. Today, choose to awaken. Choose to live from your spirit, not your ego. Choose to see yourself not as a body with a soul, but as a soul having a beautifully human journey. When you live from that place, life flows, love radiates, and the universe rises up to meet you. Awaken now to your divine power. It has been with you all along. You came into this world as more than just a physical body. Before you had a name, a family, or a history, you were pure awareness. You were spirit, untouched by form, unburdened by time. That essence is still who you are, right now, beneath the layers of your human experience. Your body changes, your thoughts shift, your emotions rise and fall. But the part of you that observes it all, the silent witness that is eternal, it is your spirit, your true self. Many people live as though they are only flesh and blood, defined by their job title, their achievements, their failures, or the roles they play in society. They say, I am a mother, I am a teacher, I am successful, or I am broken. These identities are temporary. They belong to the world of form. But there is a you that existed before any of these roles began, and that same you will continue long after your body is gone. This you is spirit, limitless, formless, and divine. To live fully is to remember this truth. You are not your thoughts because you can observe them. You are not your emotions because they pass through you. You are not your body because it ages, shifts, and eventually dissolves. Yet something in you remains. That something is the same spark that animates all life. It is the same intelligence that causes a seed to grow into a tree and turns darkness into dawn. That intelligence, that force, is not separate from you. It is you. When you live as though you are only human, you feel small. You get caught in fear, in competition, in striving. You begin to believe you are alone, vulnerable, and lacking. But when you remember that you are spirit first, everything shifts. You realize that your worth is not something you have to earn. It is intrinsic, built into your very being. You realize that the universe is not working against you, It is working with you and through you. As spirit, you are connected to everything. You are not isolated. You are part of a vast, intelligent field of energy that responds to your thoughts, your beliefs, and your intentions. When you understand this, you begin to trust life more deeply. You no longer feel the need to control everything, because you know that there is a higher wisdom guiding you. You move through life with more peace, more ease, and more love. Your human experience is sacred. It is a precious gift, a chance to grow, to express, to experience joy and beauty in form. But it is not your ultimate reality. Your ultimate reality is spirit, and spirit cannot be harmed, cannot be diminished, cannot be lost. This is why even in your darkest moments, a part of you remains calm, unshaken, and whole. That part is the real you. Living from spirit doesn't mean rejecting your human life. It means bringing your spiritual awareness into everything you do. It means seeing others not as separate or different, but as fellow souls walking their own path. It means choosing compassion over judgment, love over fear, surrender over struggle. It means trusting the journey, even when the road is unclear. When you awaken to your spiritual nature, you begin to experience life differently. You realize that everything you need is already within you. You stop chasing happiness and begin living it. You let go of the need to prove yourself, because you know you are already enough. You become a channel for love, for peace, and for light in this world, not because you are trying to be, but because it is who you are. There is a quiet place within you where all the power, wisdom, and peace you seek already exist. You may have spent much of your life looking outside for answers, believing that success, validation, or happiness come from other people, from achievements, or from acquiring more. But the truth is, your divine power does not reside out there in the world of form. It has always been inside you, waiting for your attention, your recognition, and your trust. From the moment you were born, you were connected to this inner power. It is the force that breathed life into your body, that caused your heart to beat before you even had conscious thought. This power is not something you earn. It is not given to you by others. It is your birthright. It is the same creative force that spins the planets, that brings seasons into being, that heals wounds and grows flowers from the earth. You are not separate from that force. It is within you, living through you, expressing itself as you. The mind often tells a different story. It says, you're not enough yet, or you'll feel whole once you achieve this. The world reinforces these ideas, encouraging you to chase after things, status, wealth, approval, thinking they will complete you. But no matter how much you gain externally, if you do not connect with your inner power, there will always be a sense of longing, a feeling that something is missing. That feeling is your soul calling you back home, to your true self. When you quiet your mind and turn inward, even for a moment, you begin to feel this power. It does not shout, it does not demand. It simply is steady, calm, and unchanging. It shows up as intuition, as a sense of peace, as the voice of love and compassion within you. It is your inner light, and it shines not because of what you do, but because of who you are. The more you connect with it, the more your life begins to reflect its presence. There is no need to strive or struggle to access this power. It is not something distant or hidden. It is as close as your breath, as immediate as your awareness. When you stop looking outward for permission to be powerful, and instead recognize the divine energy flowing through you, you begin to live from a different place. You no longer wait for life to give you what you need. You realize that life flows through you, not to you. You are a co-creator, not a passive recipient. This shift changes everything. You stop trying to control the world, and instead align with the wisdom within. You begin to trust your inner guidance more than the noise of the outside world. You move with a sense of purpose and ease, because you know you are supported by something greater than the physical. You feel empowered not by what you possess, but by who you are at your core. Others may look at you and wonder, what has changed? You may still walk the same path, have the same responsibilities, face the same challenges, but you will face them differently, from the inside out, not the outside in. You will carry a quiet confidence, a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, and a love that isn't diminished by fear. This is the gift of awakening to your divine power. It frees you from the illusion of lack, and returns you to the truth of abundance. Your divine power is not a future goal. It is your present reality. It is not something to be found. It is something to be remembered. The more you honor it, the more it grows, not because it was ever small, but because your awareness of it becomes great. And as you live from this place, your life becomes a reflection of that inner light, radiant, whole, and filled with purpose. There comes a time when the endless striving, the constant need to prove, and the desire to control every aspect of life becomes exhausting. It feels like carrying a burden that was never meant to be yours. That moment, though uncomfortable, is sacred. It is an invitation to stop resisting life and to surrender, not in defeat, but in the deepest recognition of who you truly are. Surrender is not about giving up. It is about waking up to your true nature, to the boundless spirit within you that has always been free. Your true nature is not the ego, not the roles you play, not the fears you've been taught to believe. It is not the self that seeks approval, or the self that clings to past wounds or future worries. Those are layers that have covered your essence. Beneath them is something untouched by time, unscarred by experience, and untouched by the opinions of others. It is your eternal self, your spirit, your soul, your divine essence. To surrender to this nature is to stop pretending you are small, to stop living as though you are separate from life itself. It is choosing to live in alignment with the natural flow of existence rather than resisting. Life is not something you need to conquer. It is something you can trust because it emerges from the same source that breathes you. When you surrender to your true nature, you remember that you are not here to force things to happen. You are here to allow your life to unfold, to cooperate with the flow, and to live from your inner truth. Letting go of control is not weakness, it is profound strength. It is recognizing that the universe operates with intelligence, and that same intelligence moves through you. It guides you through intuition, through subtle nudges, through moments of stillness and clarity. When you are lost in the noise of ego, the need to be right, to be safe, to be in charge, you cannot hear this inner guidance. But when you surrender, the noise fades, and what remains is peace. Surrendering means being honest with yourself. It means facing the illusions you've accepted, the beliefs that say you are not enough, that you must fight for your worth, that life is against you. These are not truths, they are distortions. Your true nature knows only love, unity, and presence. It does not compare, it does not compete, it does not fear. It simply is, like a calm ocean beneath the surface waves. In surrender, you stop resisting the present moment. You stop wishing things were different and begin to trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even the challenges, even the uncertainty. Life becomes a teacher, not a threat. Every experience becomes an opportunity to return to your center, to live from your soul rather than your surface identity. There is great freedom in this. You are no longer bound by the need to chase happiness or avoid discomfort. You begin to live with openness, with acceptance, with grace. You learn to release what you cannot control and focus on what you can, your inner state, your choices, your presence. In this space, miracles happen, not because you force them, but because you are aligned with the natural rhythm of life. Your true nature does not struggle, it flows. It does not grasp, it trusts. And when you surrender to it, you experience a peace that the world cannot give and cannot take away. You remember that you are not separate from the divine, but an expression of it. You stop striving to become something and realize you already are. The journey is not about becoming someone else, but about shedding what you are not and resting in the truth of your being. And in that surrender, you find everything you were ever seeking. There is a deep and invisible thread that binds you to every living thing. Though it may seem that you are separate, encased in your own body, with your own thoughts and experiences, the truth is that you are intricately woven into the fabric of all existence. The same life force that breathes through the trees, flows through the rivers, and shines from the stars, is also flowing through you. You are not isolated, you are part of a greater whole, an expression of the oneness that underlies all of creation. In the busyness of life, it is easy to forget this connection. The mind creates boundaries, distinctions, and categories. You and me, this and that, right and wrong. These separations serve a function in the physical world, but they are illusions at the level of spirit. Beneath the surface, there is no real division. Everything you see, touch, and experience is part of a vast, unified field of energy. You are not just living in the universe, you are an extension of it. You are life itself, expressing uniquely through your form. This connection is not just poetic, it is profound. Every action, every thought, every emotion has an impact like a ripple spreading across a still pond. What you do to others, you do to yourself. What you give, you receive. When you hurt someone, you are hurting a part of yourself. When you offer love, you are extending your own divine nature into the world. Recognizing this interconnectedness is the beginning of compassion, of empathy, and of true peace. Nature understands this effortlessly. A tree does not compete with another tree, it simply grows. The sun does not withhold its light from one flower to give it to another, it shines on all equally. The air you breathe was once inside a tree, a bird, or another human being. The water you drink has traveled through clouds, rivers, and oceans. You are constantly exchanging with the world, not just physically, but energetically and spiritually. There is no other in this sacred web of life. There is only one life, appearing in many forms. When you remember your connection to all life, your perspective shifts. You no longer see people as strangers or enemies. You see them as fellow travelers on the same journey. You no longer feel the need to dominate or control nature. You feel called to honor it, protect it, and live in harmony with it. Your actions become more mindful, your words more kind, your presence more healing. You begin to live from a place of unity rather than separation. This awareness also brings a deep sense of belonging. Loneliness dissolves when you realize you are never truly alone. The entire universe supports your existence. The earth beneath your feet holds you. The sky above shelters you. Every person you meet is a mirror, reflecting some part of your own soul. When you feel connected, you feel supported, loved, and whole, not because of external validation, but because you know your place in the grand design of life. Connection does not mean losing your individuality. It means understanding that your uniqueness is part of the larger harmony. Just as each note in a symphony contributes to the beauty of the whole, your life contributes something irreplaceable to the world. Your joy uplifts others, your healing brings healing to the collective, your awakening helps others awaken. To live in this awareness is to walk gently, to speak with intention, to love without condition. It is to honor the sacredness of all beings, and to live with gratitude for the miracle of existence. In knowing that you are connected to all life, you step into your highest self, one with the earth, one with others, one with the divine. Every moment of your life offers a choice between love and fear. These are the two foundational energies from which all thoughts, words, and actions arise. Fear constricts, while love expands. Fear isolates, while love unites. Fear judges, while love accepts. When you live from fear, life feels like a battle, a constant need to defend, to prove, to survive. But when you live from love, life becomes a flow, a graceful dance of giving, receiving, and being. The invitation is always present to return to love, to let it guide you, and to allow it to shape every part of your experience. Fear often wears many disguises. It shows up as worry about the future, regret about the past, self-doubt, anger, comparison, and control. It tells you that you are not enough, that others cannot be trusted, that the world is unsafe. It tightens your chest, clouds your thoughts, and urges you to resist. Fear seeks to protect you, but in doing so, it often limits you. It builds walls around your heart and convinces you that it is better to be guarded than vulnerable, better to hide than to shine. But love whispers a different message. Love says, you are already whole. Love reminds you that there is nothing to prove and nothing to fear. It encourages you to open, to trust, and to live fully. Love does not require external conditions. It arises naturally from within, like a wellspring that never runs dry. It brings clarity, peace, and joy, not because circumstances are perfect, but because you are aligned with your true self. To live from love means to let your inner being lead, rather than your ego. It means choosing compassion over judgment, patience over frustration, and presence over worry. It means recognizing that the people around you are not threats or obstacles, but fellow souls, walking their own path, doing the best they can. Love allows you to see through the eyes of understanding. It invites forgiveness
not because others necessarily deserve it, but because you deserve peace. When you live from love, your relationships transform. You no longer need others to complete you or validate you. You are no longer reactive, trying to control or change people. Instead, you become a space of acceptance, and from that space, true connection blossoms. Love is not a transaction, it is a state of being. It flows freely when you are aligned with your source, when you remember that at your core, you are love. Living from love also changes how you relate to yourself. Fear criticizes and condemns, love nurtures and heals. When you speak to yourself with kindness, when you honor your own worth, you create the inner safety that allows you to thrive. Love does not push or pressure, it gently invites you to grow, to evolve, and to express your highest potential without fear of failure. Choosing love is not always easy. Fear is loud, urgent, and persistent. Love is quiet, steady, and constant. But the more you choose love, the more natural it becomes. With practice, love becomes your default, your compass, your foundation. It becomes the energy behind your thoughts, your choices, and your presence in the world. You begin to live in alignment with life itself, which is rooted in love. Nature does not fear, it simply expresses. The sun does not withhold its light, nor do flowers hesitate to bloom. You too are here to shine, not through force, but through your very being. Living from love allows you to fulfill your purpose with joy, to serve others without losing yourself, and to experience life not as something to endure, but as something to embrace fully. Every moment presents a new opportunity to awaken, to step out of unconscious patterns and into a fuller awareness of who you truly are. Awakening is not a distant goal reserved for some future time or a special event. It is a choice available to you right now, in this very breath. It is the decision to see beyond the illusions that have shaped your life, to question what you have accepted as truth, and to embrace the deeper reality that lies beneath. Often life moves so quickly that we get caught in automatic reactions, habits of thought, emotion, and behavior that keep us asleep to our greater potential. We carry stories about ourselves and the world that limit our vision and confine our experience. These stories may come from childhood, culture, or past experiences, and they create a lens through which everything is filtered. But awakening invites you to step back, to pause, and to choose whether to continue living through these old patterns or to open your eyes to a new way of being. Choosing to awaken is an act of courage. It requires honesty to face the parts of yourself that are fearful, resistant, or conditioned. It means being willing to let go of control and certainty, to embrace vulnerability, and to explore the unknown. Awakening is not always comfortable because it challenges the ego's need for safety and familiarity. Yet it is in this discomfort that growth occurs and freedom begins. Every moment offers a fresh chance to make this choice, to bring awareness to your thoughts instead of being ruled by them, to observe your emotions without being overwhelmed, to respond to life with presence instead of reaction. When you choose awakening, you refuse to be a passive participant in your life. You become an active creator, consciously shaping your experience from a place of deeper understanding and intention. Awakening also means recognizing the sacredness of each experience, whether joyous or painful. Instead of resisting challenges or labeling them as good or bad, you begin to see them as teachers, guiding you back to yourself. You understand that everything happening in your life is an invitation to awaken further, to release attachments, to forgive, to expand your heart, and to live more fully in truth. This choice is not a one-time event, but a continual practice. There will be moments when you forget and slip back into old ways, and that is natural. Awakening is a path, not a destination. What matters is your willingness to keep choosing it again and again, with patience and compassion for yourself. As you make the choice to awaken more fully, you start to notice subtle shifts. You become more present, more peaceful, more connected to the flow of life. Your relationships deepen because you relate from authenticity rather than. Your fears lose their grip as you realize they are stories, not reality. You begin to trust the wisdom within you and the intelligence that guides all creation. Awakening is also a recognition that you are never separate from the divine presence that flows through all things. You are part of an interconnected web of life, and in awakening, you remember your place within it. This remembrance brings humility and grace, along with a powerful sense of freedom. The choice to awaken is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It opens the door to a life lived with purpose, joy, and love. It allows you to move beyond limitations and step into the fullness of your being. And the beautiful truth is that this choice is always available, right here, right now, in every moment you breathe, every thought you think, and every action you take.